All right, guys, today we're going to look at lesson 3.2. So we're going to talk about slopes of lines and rate of change. All right, the good thing about this is that there is a formula. So hopefully, if you learn the formula, it won't be too bad. All right, finding the slope of a line can start with a graph, an equation, or a table of values. In every case, you will need to choose 2 points to use in the slope formula. All right, it says determine the slope of a line with the table of values. All right, so they give us x's and y's, so they're giving us ordered pairs, so -1, 9, 0, 8, 1, 7, 3, 6. So they're giving us ordered pairs to use, and we can use any of those for the formula. So let's look at, it says choose 2 points from the table, fill in the missing information. Okay, so it says 0, and then something. What goes with 0? So our point 0 goes with 8. So that's 0 is our x, 8 is our y. And then on this second point, it gives us the y value of 6. So that has a value of 3 for the x. All right, so first we're just locating the ordered pairs given the table. Then they want us to use those points in the formula. All right, so the slope formula, as you can see, may be a little hard to read right here because it's kind of small, but it is the slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let me see if I can get my pen here. All right, so every ordered pair is an x and a y value. So we have 0 is our x and 8 is our y from our first point. Now, let me see. Here we go. X, y, and this is our x and our y from our second point. So these little subscripts, the 2 and the 1, that just shows which point they're referring to. So let's call this our first point. So this is our x and our y from our first point. And this is our x and our y from our second point. So a subscript is a small number below the variable, where an exponent is a large number above the variable. A subscript is, you can see how it kind of sits below the variable. All right, so y2 minus y1. So here's my y2. My y2 is 6 minus y1 is 8. So 6 minus 8. 6 minus 8, and then we can see our x's are 3. x2 is 3 minus x1 of 0. So that's our formula. All we did was take these numbers and plug it into this formula. And now we're going to simplify. So 6 minus 8 is -2. And 3 minus 0 is just 3. So that's going to be -2/3. All right, now it says determine the slope of the line shown in the graph. All right, so now they give us a graph, and looking at the graph, we can find certain points on the graph. So we have a point here, we have another point here, and all of these dots you see that I'm putting on this line are ordered pairs. So if you look, this one would be -2, 5. This one would be -1, 3. This one would be 0, 1. And 1, -1. 2, -3. And 3 goes with -5. So that just shows us that we do have several points to work with, and we only need 2 points to find the slope. All right, so let's see what the next question says. Choose 2 points on the graph. Fill in the missing information. All right, so we got a y value of 1. So what x goes with y of 1? So 0, 1. There's the point. Right there you can see on the graph 0, 1. So we're going to put a 0 here. And then we have an x of 3. So what does 3 go with? So 1, 2, 3. If we go over to 3, 3 goes with -5. So let's put a -5 in here. And that gives us our 2 points to work with. So that time we got the points from a graph. Last time we got them from a table. All right, now it says use the slope formula again. So again, we're going to have x and y from our first point. And we're going to have x and y from our second point. So we've got y2 minus y1, negative 5 minus 1 over 3 minus 0. So we're going to have negative 5 minus 1 over 3 minus 0. Negative 5 minus 1 is negative 6. Negative 6 divided by 3 simplifies to negative 2. All right, so that's just simplifying the numbers there. All right, it says if you are given the slope of a line and one point that is on the line, you can use the information to create a graph of the line. All right, find a second point. Complete the solution by providing the missing information. Create a graph of the line that passes through the point negative 1, 2, and has a slope of negative 2/3. All right, so the slope of a line is rise over run. And we know that because we do our y minus y over x minus x. And our y-axis, remember our y's are up and down, and our x's are side to side. So that's why it's rise over run. Because the slope is negative 2/3, this means that the graph moves 2 units down. For every 3 units, it moves to the right. A second point on the graph is 2, 0. All right, so it rises negative 2. Remember, rises goes with the y value, and the run goes with the x value. All right, it says use the 2 points to create a graph. So they give us 1 point of negative 1, 2, and we found another point of 2, 0. So negative 1, 2, and 2, 0. So which graph goes with that? So this one, negative 1, does not have a point at 2. Negative 1, 2, and 2, 0. So that's probably it. That one does not have one at 2, 0. So this is the only one that it can be. All right, so that's a little bit about slopes and rate of change. If you have any questions, please let me know.